that is running. Sync. I didn't do that last time.
Everything. Oh, it's recording now?
Mm-hmm. Get ready to get your game face on, Jonathan. The screen's recording. Or the microphone's recording.
Everything's going so
Everything
fast.
is seamless. I have a different shirt. You have the same one. White substances on yours doesn't matter.
Hey.
Where we at?
We're because the internet. Remember, because you droned on about your man crush for Donald Glover and how you secretly want him to caress you at night
Yes, and we have yet
and
to
hold your face.
and that's my bad. I got very emotional. I was tired and emotional at the time, but now I am tired and emotional now. So, how do we feel about this album? Let's get into it. I think so. What I spoke about, I think, was Crawl. How I really enjoyed the sample on Crawl, but it just weirded me out. It took me aback, but it made me like it even more. Jesus Christ! So when did this come out? Around
2013.
December of 2013, right?
Was it December 2013?
It was around the holidays, I feel like.
I have no idea.
But John and I really bonded on this album.
It was amazing.
Dude, I regret to this day not going to... Because you went to both concerts?
I saw... Because I think I talked about the concert yesterday, too. I went and saw him for the... because of the internet tour, and then you and I went and saw him for the This Is America tour. I think those are the only two shows that I think. Honestly,
it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
I would say because the internet came out and then Awaken My Love came out, and I don't even think he toured when Awaken My Love came out. I think, and then yeah.
That was a while after, because I remember listening to that with you, and that was only last year that we actually.
Yeah. By the way, Terrified live.
Yeah, the thing about Donald, man, is that he really cared. With people like him and Travis Scott as well, just really care. Tyler too, just have such a thing for presentation and how the song is being presented to you, and you could really tell that within the live concerts and whatnot. It's quality, bro.
It really is.
But you had the experience of seeing him tour this album and his whole concept. For those that don't know, he had this really dope concept. There's a whole screenplay that came with it. There's a whole
script that's written with it, and Rick Ross played his dad in the screenplay.
And he's just a boy, just a nameless boy. Who's I feel like
he's like a rich kid, and he's like got all these like Twitter followers and stuff, and he's like an internet troll.
Right. And he's loosely based off of Jaden Smith, I feel like, right? I feel like he said that.
I'm not 100% sure on that one. He could possibly be. I could see why you might think that.
I remember him saying it on like a Rosenberg interview on Hot 97 or 92 or radio station generic numbers.
Yeah, I think I talked about this yesterday, but I'll kind of recap. But it was really cool. So there was a script for Because of the Internet, or a screenplay on. Sorry, that was kind of gross. Anyway, there was a screenplay, and like in the background, like during the show, there was like a projector screen, and when it would come to certain. Because the way I'm going off topic. The way the script was written, certain songs from the album are supposed to play during those parts. Obviously, like Crawl would obviously play during the opening crawl of the movie, and so on. So, but when, like, there was like corresponding backgrounds for each song. So, like, I think it was like Before the Party or whatever. When there's all like the laughing, it's like we gonna have a party. There's like people actually on the stage like acting like they're partying and stuff, and it was cool. And then he like when he has that at the end of it's actually at the end of the party where he's like everybody get the fuck out of my house, get the fuck out of my house. He's like actually yelling at all these people, and everyone's like yo chill. It was pretty dope. And then like at the end, like when he towards the end of the screenplay, I think he ends up dying. So like the house, like the mansion.
Yeah, he like drowns or something like that, right? Because that's that was the Yaphet Kotto.
Yeah, and the mansion or whatever. Like the mansion starts deteriorating towards the end of the show. It was really really cool. I really wish you would have been at that show. But yeah, it was really neat. And at the beginning of the concert, there was this app you could download, and like on the projector screen, you could like write on the app, and it would show up on the screen.
I remember you telling me that.
It was really really neat. But back to like the actual content of the album. This is it's almost heavenly noises for me, but well,
I personally wouldn't put it there. I would put it. It is definitely a great no skips for me. Like I love this album, but full transparency, I haven't listened to this in a while.
Really?
The replay value is a bit low for me. Like
Wow.
it's something I definitely acknowledge as a fantastic body of work and everything in terms of the production. I'm sure he produced on it, mainly Ludwig's contributions to it was ridiculous. And
Ludwig's, he produced he made the music for Mandalorian.
no, I don't know that.
Yeah, he does a ton of movies now.
I know he did Black Panther, some of that.
Yeah, but no, he did the score for the Mandalorian.
Jeez, man.
I think
Shouts out to Ludwig. I mean,
he's killing it.
If you know, you know. But this is just it didn't have too much replay value for me. Like songs I really, really enjoyed, of course, that I'll go back to every once in a while. Of course, Crawl, Worst Guys, Sweatpants, the second half of World Star, bro. That little jazz outro that it has.
Earn
was beautiful. Earn was we were talking about Earn when the camera died, but Earn, oh my goodness,
that needs to be like a 5-minute long song.
And the music videos for Earn was way too
Telegraph
short.
Avenue.
Telegraph Ave was. Am I the only person that looked up the original?
There's an original.
Well, because it's in parentheses Oakland by Lloyd. So I
thought Lloyd was a made up character inside of the script.
Oh, that makes more sense. I googled Lloyd and he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that could be why.
Okay, foot on the dash, but okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he sampled Oakland by Lloyd.
No, I'm pretty sure that's like one of his friends in the script. I could be wrong. I'm sure someone in the comments will correct me if I am, or you can give me a good old pat on the back if I got it right.
Anyone who's in the comments, first off, why are you watching this? We're doing a terrible job, and also let us know if Lloyd is a real person.
Yeah, you said that yesterday too. You don't always have to self-deprecate us, so I think we're trying our best. Put in great no skips.
Great no skips. Okay, solid. That's exactly where it should be. Foot on the gas. Shouts out to Donald.
Yeah. Ooh,
Next.
Oh, now we get a little J. Cole spurt.
I'm a born sinner. Okay, so let me think. I think my first introduction to J. Cole was the Who Dat video. I think I saw it on 106 in Park, I think. Remember 106 in Park?
106 in Park.
Oh, you're not black. Okay, yeah, 106 in Park was oh god, I forgot both of the host names. It's that black guy and that racially ambiguous chick. I forgot her name.
I was about to say DeSusa and Mero.
Dude, I want to say AJ or something like that. Terrence something. He was in the Steve Harvey movie. Think Like a Bad Movie. But dude, oh man, I saw Who Dat for the first time. I was like, this guy's good. This dude's legit. And I never referred to Friday Night Lights or anything like that. After that, it kind of just, I listened to Who Dat and I was like, this dude's dope. And then I was reintroduced to J. Cole when this album came out, and surprisingly, because he dropped the same day as Yeezus, I'm pretty sure, right?
Did he?
Yeah, I think that was a bar in one of his songs. I'm gonna drop the same day as Kanye. That sounds like I just made it up, but he legit said that. I'm pretty sure he dropped the same day as Yeezus, but dude, Born Sinner. My favorite song off of here probably is actually a bonus cut. Is Chaining Day, talking about how he of course.
It's not a bonus cut.
It's not?
No, it's
good.
It's track 12.
Okay, I feel way better about saying that then. Okay, so
there actually isn't a single bonus cut on here, unless Sparks Will Fly with Janae Aiko is. But
yeah, so there's no bonuses?
No.
Google Play a liar. I mean, regardless, the body of work is dope.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that guy, but you remember the intro where he said faggot like 3 times? I'm surprised no one
canceled him for it?
Not yeah.
Dude,
Not that anyone should. He wasn't saying it in like an egregious way or whatever, but
I don't know. Kevin Hart got called out. He wasn't able to do the Oscars, the Grammys.
I'm saying, yeah, people got canceled for less.
But you got to understand. I mean, this came out in 2013. People didn't care about the gays yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, the intro was really dope. The beat came in like crazy, and a legendary moment in hip hop. He spoke about how he made this pop song or what, Let Nas Down.
Yeah.
He made like a poppy song or something like that. I don't know what song he's talking about. I'd like to know. I need to go to Genius or whatever. And he got word from Nas that he didn't like that
song.
That song, whatever the case was with it, just too poppy, mainstreamy. I don't know. And I think sometime after the album came out, Nas hopped on the instrumental of Let Nas Down and
said he didn't let Nas
down. We're reassured J. Cole and Body the Beat at the same time. That's a very underrated moment in hip hop, I feel like. Let Nas Down is on here, right?
Yeah, it is.
I don't trust myself anymore after they saw the vocal.
Are you talking about after the Thank Me Later? Oh, that and Thank Me Later?
Yeah. Don't go down with the list, John. I know. It's Christmas.
But
I'm gonna cry in the corner while you talk about this stuff.
This actually was my first introduction to. I remember my buddy showing me.
Oh, not who that.
No, he showed me. Hold on. Crooked Smile.
Oh yeah, with TLC.
Yeah. But I actually think it was the track 9. He can say it. I can't because I'll get canceled.
Oh, Rich censored.
Yeah, Rich censored.
Love that song.
That's racist. But I remember my buddy showing me that song. There's a lot of really. I think my favorite track on here is actually Forbidden Fruit with Kendrick Lamar. The take a little sip and I took my bitch.
He didn't even have a verse on that though, right?
Down to the guard. Did Kendrick Lamar not have a verse?
I don't think he did. I think he was just on the hook.
I think you're right.
I remember being mad about that.
But
it was a good song.
Power Trip was on here.
Power Trip was great. I tried to rap.
Is She Gon' Pop was good on here. New York Times with 50 Cent.
Oh, wow.
New York Times is actually, I really like New York Times. That's a really good song. But yeah, it's really, really good. Honestly, I didn't listen to it as much as I listened to 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
Hell yeah, great segue.
Yeah.
Let's rate this now so we can get right into
that.
One.
Okay.
No disrespect.
I'm gonna put it in the good category.
I would say good too. That's safe. Okay, Forest Hills Drive. I didn't know until we were composing this list that this was released a year after. I don't know why I thought this was like 2 or 3 years after Born Sinner, but bro, J. Cole's progression. I remember, I don't know why, but in my head I was like, after I heard this album, I was afraid of him doing any features or whatever in terms of like, ironically saying that now knowing the meme, but like, I didn't want him to hop on any songs with nobody. I didn't want anybody to have songs with him just so he loses that, I don't know, that fire and that the mentality that he had on this. I didn't want him to go all like poppy or in whatever kind of direction. I didn't want anybody to take him out of that zone he was in. I was like, God, I hope he stays like this. And he did, and he progressed if anything. But God, this is my favorite album by J. Cole. If anything, I'm gonna say, you don't have to finish it now, but I would definitely put this in the great no skips. But bro, so okay, let's talk about the content on this.
The content is amazing.
The intro, I love. It's just called intro, right?
Yeah, it is just called intro. So,
do you wanna be happy? It's so simple, but it's like. Makes sense. And then the transition, oh man, the transition into January 28th. You know, the transition, and just a fantastic beat. He wrote it so well. Oh God. And then the vulnerability that he has. Born Sinner era J. Cole was like of course, very braggadocious, but still conscious. But this one seemed all conscious on this album in terms of being vulnerable.
He really grew up in like a year.
What song did he talk about his mom? Apparently. That stuff he talked about with his mom and her house getting.
For close it on alone.
Yeah.
I think that was apparently.
I don't know. This was a much more humble J. Cole. I feel like on this album, he still bragged a lot, but
and then he got even more humble in the next album. He's like, "I want to fold clothes for you."
Yeah.
And that was we don't talk about that one. That's why it's not on the list. But then you got some bangers too. Like you got Wet Dreams, Tale of Two Cities, Fire Squad, UMD, No Role Models. I mean,
can we talk about the video to Wet Dreams, bro?
You can, because I ain't never seen it.
You never seen the video to Wet Dreams?
No, I don't think I have.
Bro, it's him. It's J. Cole and this girl that he's talking about, represented by two puppies.
I think I have seen it. It's been a while.
You had to. It was such a dope concept. I don't know who the director was for that video. For people in the comments, first off, why are you watching this? We're doing terrible. But also link the director for that video, please. Because if we can't look it up, it was such a cool concept. Not what I was expecting at all, because it was a great song, and I'm sure everybody was expecting a video for that. But anyway, you were talking about the bangers.
Oh yeah, like
videos for all of these was really cool.
Yeah, which ones? What other ones had videos?
Wait, huh?
Which other songs had videos?
GOMD, Get Off My Penis.
Yeah,
that was a great song too, bro.
A Tale of Two Cities.
Tale of Two Cities was hard.
Run it, hands in the air.
Oh my goodness! I like hearing J. Cole get a little ratchet. Admittedly,
it's dope, bro. Because he gets in such a pocket.
And then I remember hearing Fire Squad for the first time, but I heard it on SoundCloud, so it was sped up. And I remember hearing it, the legit version, and I didn't really like it as much, but it grew on me. Like
that happens with me all the time.
Yeah.
Same with, like I mentioned, with You the Best. When I heard the explicit version, You the fucking best, it doesn't hit the same.
No. But you got No Role Models.
No Role Models was crazy.
But
fool me once. Can't get fooled again.
Shout out George Bush. Our dream of a day where man and fish can coexist peacefully.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's a legit quote. Look it up.
Okay.
But anyway, this goes in the great no skips category. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Ooh, we getting some fucking Zay?
Zay-wop.
Some Zay? Drop the album.
Zay-wop, if you're watching this, why? We're doing terrible, but also drop the album. What are you doing?
Yes.
Come on, Zay. You almost got dropped the first time for doing this. Sylvia demo. Sylvia demo. How do we, okay, so I got Goosies. Sophomore year, freshman year, we rapped over Webby Flow, right? Okay, so John and I met in video class. I think he talked about that in the last video. I'm definitely gonna keep that in part one. But when I was telling him about Donald Glover and stuff like that, he talked about that. So this was freshman year, right? This freshman year we made that music video? I think it was sophomore year, I feel like.
I'll look it up. We were, freshmen in 2012, graduating in 16. Hold on a minute.
But anyway, we had a video assignment from our teacher to make a music video. So it was me, John, and the homie Mason. I heard Sylvia demo like
sophomore year, yeah.
It had to be, yeah. I heard Sylvia demo like 2 weeks prior. I was on game, bro. The first video I saw was "Shot You Down." I think that also premiered ironically on 106 in Park. Shout out to Terrence and Roxy. I think that's her name. But dude, I dug into the tape. I heard Webby Flow, something about it. Dude, that little that's what I'm saying, man. I said it in the last video. Like, I need like a documentary or something to document these people's like mindsets and adding these certain features and characteristics into their songs. Like, I want to know what made him, because Mr. Carmack produced the beat to Webby Flow, the very low key producer, but it was so good how Zaywap was just like writing that beat and everything. And I was telling John not yesterday, probably the day before that when we were picking the albums, I really like contrast and stuff like that. So in terms of, in this case, really chill beats, and then the rap artist just spazzing on it, or the other way around, whatever the case is. And I feel like that was the situation here in Webby Flow. It was just a very calm beat going on. It's just you're introduced to Isaiah just spazzing on this, man. And I remember loving it so much I wanted to choose that instrumental for the music video. I was telling John about it, and I remember playing him the actual song. I didn't play him the instrumental, but I played him the song. And I don't think you liked it. Not like you didn't like it, but you were like, that's not hype enough. You said something along those lines. And I'm pretty sure I talked you into it at some point, but I'm going to link the song. I don't know what I want to do because I have to post it at some capacity for people to listen to it. I'll put a snippet here. Catch me drifting in my own mind. Daydream is racing, I have to pass time. As I drop face first, say hi to finish line.
Hi, you can't rap, bury your head in your lap. Funny me telling you this because I was told the same. But the difference is I'm everything you want and everything you're not.
And like I said, my friend Mason, who I still rap with, God, we all did our thing on there. I feel like it was such a fond memory, bro. Cause we haven't. That was the only song all three of us have been on. I feel like, but this is besides the point. But I'm very attached to this album just because of that. This stupid video project, man, and the whole project is great. I'm gonna let you say things. I'm gonna put a little clip though. I swear to God.
Of me rapping.
Yeah, I might put your whole verse in here. Disregard ours.
Feeling taller than the Eiffel. Oh God. His verse on Webby Flow is a lot better than mine. I'm talking about Isaiah's, but this is a really, really interesting album. It has so many. The production on it is so distorted and so, I don't know. There's a lot of pain in it. I forget, what's that one song? He's like, you carry bombs and carry rabies. Who gonna speak for you? Who gonna sing your song if you don't play it? I say stress for days. Picture you go home. And he's talking about like, because I think this is shortly after he was signed to TDE, but and I think we all know that, or at least people that are familiar with Isaiah Rashad. I mean, he's got a lot of what appears to be like a lot of personal demons and problems that he's been dealing with. I don't feel like he's been able to.
What rapper does?
I know, but I feel like that's held back his music. I mean, we haven't seen a project from him since 2015, 2016.
That's true.
I mean,
I haven't heard from him since that Instagram live where he's talking about his baby mama.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that more with when we talk about Sun's Tirade. But there's a lot of when we talked about on the last video, like with albums like Good Kid, Mad City and Acid Rap, or a Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, where it kind of makes you feel connect. It's almost like a very immersive experience, and you can really feel what that person's going through. This is a similar album for me personally. Honestly, this is a beautiful, beautiful album, but it's there's a lot for everybody. And
there's like zero people that sound like Isaiah too, in terms of how he approaches a beat. That's besides the point. How do we feel about Sylvia?
Great No Skips.
Great No Skips. Hell yeah. We're really getting to that Great No Skips portion of this album. Or this.
Oh, I know.
It's going to be a while before we get in on
It's okay.
Like.
Oh, I know. We're going to have to kick this shit out a little further.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What do we have here?
Oh, look. A good album.
What do we have here? So John just listened to Pinata. I want to know how you feel about it. I don't think you told me. You texted me that you liked it, but
okay. So here's how I feel about Pinata.
Because this is your first introduction to Freddie Gibbs in general.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I mean, admittedly, this is an album I have to go through and re-listen to again because I don't know if you've ever like put on an album in the car and you're listening to it. Everything kind of blends together, so to speak. No, I'm gonna actually pull up the track list real quick.
Pull up that track list, boy. Oh my goodness! I remember the first time. Okay, I have a hot take as well. Pinata better than Bandana. I'm gonna say that because I feel like like the first time Freddie and Madlib met up and it just created this album. They didn't have a good read on each other. Yeah, of course, it's like I said, it's their first album together, and I hope they have many more. But I want them to go back to this sound because it's very traditional Madlib in terms of heavy sampling and stuff like that. Bandana just had a lot of he tried to accommodate the Freddie style, which is cool. It still worked, and the beats were all great. And he actually put out that tweet, which is funny that he made the whole album on like an iPad or whatever. But just like I said before, man, that contrast. You have Freddie's crazy street style and this marriage of Madlib's weird like sampling style and everything, and Freddie is fully immersed into Madlib's world, which I completely enjoy about this album. That's why I'm way more attached to it than Bandana. Like I said, nothing wrong with Bandana, but Pinata takes the cake for me. It's just something about it, man. And
What's your favorite song?
What's my favorite song? Probably Robes.
Robes
is my favorite song, bro.
I love the outro on Robes.
Oh, God. He's so funny, too. You get a lot of Freddie's personality. He was just having fun, I feel like. He was having so much fun on this album. And bro, you could tell. And it's also one of those things where I don't know everybody's first reactions when they heard Mad Villainy for the first time, but I feel like how I feel when I first listened to this is how everybody feels about that album. I'm not trying to compare the two in any way, but I feel like this is becoming like the quintessential rap duo, like, you know, Primo and I'm about to flub this. I'm about to lose my black card. Who did DJ Premier and Gangstar? Gangstar, producer rapper combo. I think this is becoming the quintessential producer rapper combo, bro. Like if they make another album after this, they're probably gonna immortalize themselves because they're just so good together. It's weird. I want to know who merged these guys together, how they found each other. I'm sure Freddie's talked about it in many interviews, but yeah, Pinata, is a classic for me. I'm not gonna put it in Heavenly Noises. It should be though, because I like it way more than acid rap. Oh, I'm gonna let you talk about it first before we get into too much. So,
did you just say the Pinata's better than acid rap?
Pinata's way better than acid rap, but I'm not gonna put because I still have two in mind for a tier. So I'm gonna let you talk about it. I'm probably gonna put this in Great No Skips inevitably. Okay. We're just gonna move there now.
Okay. So for me with Pinata, like I said, I've only listened through it one time, and what I can say about it, even though I couldn't tell you about every single song, I can tell you that I really, really enjoyed Robes. I thought the outro on it was hilarious. But what I feel like with a good album, I was able to. Will you shut up? With a good album, you can. I was able to put it on and not ever at any point be like, "What the hell am I listening to?" Everything. It was just easy, good listening. I enjoyed it thoroughly the whole time, even though I was kind of almost passively listening to it. I really enjoyed my experience with this album. Now, I don't know as much about Freddie Gibbs as Xavier does, so I don't really have a say in where it goes on this on the tier list here. We are running out of space though. And we have just got some bangers lined up.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
really put ourselves in the corner here.
We definitely should have made this this longer.
I think it extends itself. The more you put there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it accommodates.
Okay. Faces though. Faces
Pinata, a classic. Faces.
is better than Pinata. Okay. This is a great album. Let me tell you some shit about fucking Faces after I pull up this track list here.
So, I don't remember my first memory of Faces. I do know definitely my favorite song off of it was New Faces version 2. Is V2 in the title?
V2?
Yeah, New Faces V2 with Earl and Wretch. Is Wretch in the song? I know Earl was on it.
Hold on, let me pull up. I gotta pull
The
it.
gospel influenced beat though. Oh my god, did Mac produce that? I want to know how much he produced on this.
I think a lot of it, man.
Yeah, he had to.
Talking about New Faces. Yeah, it's on here. With Earl sweatshirt and Dash.
Is V2 in it? Yeah, V2 sure is.
Yeah.
This is a mixtape, right?
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay, so you can continue what you were saying.
Nah, I was just gonna say because I don't have too much to say about this, but I just really liked New Faces V2, and that's probably my favorite Earl verse. I'm jumping out the window here, but that's my favorite Earl verse because I don't know, Mac managed to bring this energy out of Earl that you haven't heard in a while. Definitely not nowadays, but the one that you haven't heard in a while from him, and he just sounded very aggressive and like snarly on that beat, even though it was a very happy I feel like what was it, an organ on there
on New Faces V2?
Yeah. I love that song so much. If I ever go back to Faces, I usually listen to that. What else did I like? The cut with him and Rick Ross.
Oh, Insomniac. I'm an insomniac. I'm a motherfucking insomniac.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
But there are so many good songs on this project. I think the intro is amazing. That and that should have died already. Faces, and then it goes right into Here We Go, and it has that it's like, be without fear in the face of your enemies, be brave and upright, that God may love thee, speak the truth even if it leads to your death. I think it's safeguard the helpless and do no wrong. This is your oath. And that, and then the horns hit, and it's just so good. That I've said, but my first introduction to this album was what was it? Colors and Shapes, and that is the trippiest song ever. It's all about psychedelics, and it is amazing. And then also another popular cut off of here is Diablo. I think everybody likes Diablo.
I forgot how Diablo sounded, honestly. Oh yeah. Diablo is good. Diablo is sick.
Oh god,
I pause it. YouTube's like, oh, you wanted no money? Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Please, Mac.
Oh, you wanted this blocked in every country? All right, I guess.
This is let me think. In terms of Mac projects, where does this fall? It's definitely in my top 3, I would have to say. And that's including the new release of Circles, which is in my top 3.
I haven't listened to Circles yet. I'm going to check it out, though.
It is amazing. Listen to Hand-Me-Downs right now. Stop this video and watch it and listen to Hand-Me-Downs. Just kidding, keep watching. But this is just this is a very, how would I describe this? If watching movies with the sound off and Good AM had a baby and then you gave the baby DMT, you'd get Faces.
Was this after Good AM?
It may have been before.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The cool thing about Mac Miller is that he's always had this upward trajectory with a lot of people, like with Chance. I was a huge Chance fan, but the way he progressed as an artist, I really didn't like. I don't like the way, and more power to him, but I don't like the focusing more on gospel stuff. And I like gospel sounds, but just like he got more positive, and it sounds fucked up to say, but it's just not as fun to listen to. It's like when Eminem got off drugs, he just wasn't as good anymore. But Mac had a progression that consistently got better. Like, a lot of people like the cheesy, like Knock Knock and like Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza days, and those are good songs. But I feel like everything got more. What he actually had? He just said he got more, like, not more focused, but like in depth with his thoughts and his rhymes, and just everything kind of had more of a meaning and a purpose to it as he got older and became more experienced as a rapper. And this really shows that. And this goes in the great no skips category, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I think my turning point for Mac, because I used to hate the guy, not hate him, but I think my first introduction to him in general was Donald Trump. Was that the name of the song? Yeah, and it just wasn't doing it for me. But I was under the assumption that was all of his, like, discography, like making that kind of music. I didn't realize until I listened to what's it, Kids?
Kids is kind of that same. The Kids had like Knock Knock and shit on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't as obnoxious as
Donald Trump came out after Kids.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
But Kids came out when he was like 16, 17 years old.
Oh wow. I really like Kids. Pimp a Butterfly. So fun fact, I think I heard on Dead in Hip Hop, they heard from another interview that or no, they didn't hear from another interview. One of the guys, I think Ken from Dead in Hip Hop, had this like theory that it should have been called like
To Pimp a
Caterpillar. Yeah, for Tupac, bro. You're so much better at getting to the point. But yeah, to Pimp a Caterpillar. But this is great regardless of what the title can be. Hot Dookie Poo Poo Diapers. I don't care, bro. This is down to the cover, bro. There's not a lot of people that care about
cover art.
Album covers anymore. But
I would say, speaking of cover art, we got one to talk about.
Which one?
People bitched about this one right here.
Oh my goodness.
Remember that? Anyway, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
But in terms of when I say cover art, I mean like he cares about the art on all angles and stuff like that. It's just him and the homies on top of this guy with a gavel as judge in front of the White House, just wilding out, homie. And I think there's a lot of small nuances, I think, in the cover. I think there's like someone spotted a monkey with a crown in the back and everything. But for me, this album is the epitome of the black experience, I feel like. So it talks about self-love, it talks about self-hate. I remember people really not liking I was the first single, I think, that came out.
And I on the album was completely different.
Yeah, the live rendition of I, bro, say it again. How do you come up with this? I mean, it's not profound or whatever, but it was like the decision to do that. And then when he broke down the origin of niggas, it was like NEGUS, like, bro. And it's, oh god, it's this album, Rhapsody's verse on Complexion. And back when I was in college, before I dropped out, I did a little essay or whatever or I guess like a presentation on that song Rhapsody was on. I did that in too. I did it in I don't know if I want to blow up the spot. I'll probably censor that, but I did a presentation in language arts class on the same song, Complexion, and just discussing, I guess just self-love and whatnot. And Rhapsody's verse was so beautiful because, of course, there's the stigma with young black girls and everything, and dark-skinned girls who just shout out to Goldlink and people like that who just bringing them up. Some have like self-doubt, like realistically, and maybe their hair isn't as like long and like flowy as their friends or whatever the case is. Just insecurity about your nappy hair. Well, black kids too, little black boys. God, I feel like I'm flubbing my point here, but you know what I mean. Just young black kids being just very insecure at certain times because maybe there's certain qualities about them, whether it's your nose or your lips. And Kendrick Lamar, it's just Rhapsody. I mean, just having this verse on Complexion, just just talking about that, is saying, hey, you are beautiful and you should love yourself for who you are. And just many moments like that, Blacker to Berry, where he points the finger at himself, you don't hear a lot of people do that. It's mainly like an outward projection when rappers are speaking on like the I guess the atrocities of or just the plight of like the black man and stuff like that, and just issues that they see. They never have like the kahunas to be like, hey, we're the problem too. There's gang violence where I'm at, and we're killing each other. So him speaking on that and Blacker to Berry, and it's very rock influenced and everything. And it's a direction that you don't at all expect him to go in. God, I love this album so much. It's like I said, man, the epitome of the black experience. You got some melanin in you. Melanin. I guess everybody does technically.
Everybody has the same amount of melanin. You just have more active melanin in you.
Yeah, of course. Science, listen to this album, please. I mean, I don't know if this should be someone's first introduction to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, because he takes a lot of risk here. It's very heavily jazz influenced.
A lot of people didn't like this shit when it came out.
Yeah. It's just sonically, I can see how it will be off-putting to people. I don't mind that, like those jazzy kind of breakdowns and stuff like that, and just the energy he has on this album. It was probably mostly the production that drew people away from it, but besides that, everybody's warmed up to it now. I feel like the general consensus is that this is in the hood tier, maybe top 5 of the decade, because, like I said, man, it's just such a accurate, not cliche or not something you've heard before kind of commentary on the life of a African American person. Love this album so much. Christ, how many times did I say that?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm sorry. This is becoming less of a conversation and more of me just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, you're here? Okay. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, for me, I really did enjoy this album, but for obvious reasons, it was a lot more difficult for me to personally relate to it, because the things that he talks about don't directly relate to me. I'm a white dude. Songs like the Blacker the Berry or like Complexion, it's like, I enjoy them sonically, I appreciate the message, but it's difficult for me to necessarily feel that.
And I feel like I'm just now realizing that too, because I remember John saying that.
We were talking about the Blacker the Berry.
No, we were talking about what I'm talking about is Complexion.
Oh, I think we were talking about Complexion. You're right.
Yeah.
Zulu Love, right?
Yeah. You were telling me about how along those lines of what you just said. I don't think I can relate to this song, and I was like, bro, this song is literally about complexion don't mean a thing, but you dive deeper into it, and it's literally like the complexion of an African American person's like skin is or whatever. It's not talking about all the races. I feel like, don't quote me on this, but it's lasering in on.
Somebody sitting there
like, yeah.
Tread carefully, mother.
But I feel like it's lasering in on, like I said, that self-love aspect, no matter how dark or if your skin is, or if you're light skinned in that case. But I can definitely see how it would hit different for the person of mayonnaise descent.
Yeah.
Why did I say that?
Anyway, but let me talk about like some of the songs that I can relate to. You, a great song.
Oh goodness, I forgot all about You.
Oh, it's probably.
I also rapped over You.
Did you really?
Live and reside, realize what my skin tone could really ensue. My mama crying, watching news, ex that could have been you.
I mean, like if I had to sit down and think about it, I could maybe debate between, but like off a rip right now, I think that's the most emotional hip hop song I've ever listened to.
Oh yeah, that's very fair.
I don't know. There's something about hearing pain in somebody's voice in a song that's very relatable for me at least. I don't know. Just for somebody that's kind of, I don't know, like if you've ever been just down for an extended period of time and just you can't really see the top, and then you hear something like You, and it makes you realize that you're not alone in a sad but almost comforting way. So for that, it was really, really good. And it's crazy because it's immediately followed by All Right, which is probably the most uplifting song on the album. And it's the contrast is I don't know, it's kind of like it's a great 1-2 punch combination. It's just a rush of like a euphoria of emotions, and it's a really, really great track with how he set it up. And then you also have the poem that he's writing to Tupac the whole time.
Yeah.
At the end of every song. And that was really creative, and I appreciate that.
Who expected that too, bro?
Yeah. So in conclusion, I think Xavier probably hit, the nail more on the head in his description of it, but I put it in the Great No Skips category, which is getting quite long at this point.
Oh, I want to put this in the Heavenly Noises.
Do you? I
do. I would replace this with Good Kid, Mad City for sure.
You would put. Why don't we?
I think my final reason. You have the song All Right, which is maybe. I mean, obviously he was thinking of this, but the timing of All Right with Trayvon Martin and the Exhibit A through Z, bro, it was just so perfect for the time that it came out. It was so necessary. Also, it was a much needed anthem to uplift people, not just black people, just anyone, like John said, who's feeling down in any kind of way, but especially if you're black, though. It's just seeing what's happening outside and in the community. So God, I would definitely put this over Good Kid, Mad City for me.
Why don't we make I know you said originally you wanted to make it
you want
3.
to break the rule?
The
coveted rule?
What about 5?
5? Yeah, 5 is... There's 35 albums on here. Okay.
Because we're literally coming up on another one.
Hold on.
All right, so we're breaking the rule.
We're breaking the rule, guys.
We are going to extend the Heavenly Noises category to 5 songs, because we just realized we're looking at the end of this track list here, and there's just a plethora.
Okay, Rodeo. We can end the video after I talk about this, honestly. Rodeo may be the greatest trap album of all time. I feel like I'm jumping out the window when I say that. I know. But Rodeo, let me tell you about Rodeo. You have the introduction with T.I. You immediately get chills and nostalgia, because what do you remember? Travis Scott, or Kid Cudi is Travis Scott's idol. You think about Common on the beginning of Man on the Moon, and now you're getting the inverse with T.I. and it's just this darker version of Man on the Moon. Not Man on the Moon, but like the intro to it, I feel like. Because he's paying homage, I would think.
You've thought way deeper.
Dude, I'm probably reaching, bro, but it's the same. Listen to Man on the Moon's intro and then listen to T.I.'s intro on this. It's like Common talking, being the narrator for Kid Cudi's world, and T.I. for Travis. It's a really cool dynamic if you think about it, because like I said, I'm pretty sure Kid Cudi is Travis's biggest inspiration, but that's just besides the point, bro. Rodeo, greatest trap album of all time. We have Okay, All Right, with Schoolboy just being a perfect marriage to the beat that's going on and everything, but it's also a very vulnerable Travis on that song. What I like about Travis on this, for one, it's a little bit of a bias, because he raps a lot more on this album, and it's a lot more just singy and croony nowadays with his latest projects, but he's rapping so much on this. He's rapping on Apple Pie, he's rapping on Impossible. the intro pornography, he's barring out on that, and he doesn't even have to bar out. I don't ask for much for Travis, but just go back to your roots just a little bit on like at the Al Farrow kind of days. Don't go all the way back to Al Farrow, you know, it wasn't that good, but you know, just in terms of having that good balance of melody and rap and just merging those, I feel like he created that happy medium. What do you call it? I think that's how I want to describe it. That good medium of both.
That Goldilocks pot of porridge.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't even know if that's a saying, but it feels right, John.
That you know, like a ripe fruit.
Oh my goodness. For people that don't understand, listen to the last 1 minute of Impossible, and you will know. There's this vocal sample. I don't know if it's a sample. Some people say it's his producer singing on it, but it is gorgeous. He cared so much about the production on this. You listen to this and then you listen to Astroworld, and it's a huge contrast. There's like, he has Toro Ima. I will give him credit on Astroworld because he's always been, I feel like he's always been the type of person to pull from like the least likely influences or whatever, like no matter how big or small the artist is, if that makes sense. He has Toro Ima on the song, and Toro Ima is someone who I feel has a very like small niche audience. Like I said with Kanye on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, getting Bon Iver for Lost in the World and sampling him. Travis doing the same thing here with you know, nabbing his contemporaries that might not have a huge audience, but he knows his talent and everything, and knows it's gonna sound great on the song. God, him and Quavo, dude, why wasn't this Quavo and Travis on Huncho Jack Huncho? That was such a disappointing album, and then you listen to this. What was it? All okay. I'm so excited right now. Sorry. This side, oh my, this side.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my, this side was beautiful, and how they're going back and forth with the harmonies at the end of that. Oh, dog. Quavo went off. Travis went off. But what was I about to say before I went on a tangent? I think just I really enjoyed the more vulnerable Travis on this. And when I say that, I mean his verse on All Right. I think Okay, All Right is like a two-parter. So All Right, he's talking about he had this verse. My mama coming home with different niggas. Daddy hanging out with the killers. Wonder we gonna be all right. All right. And I'm like, oh, Travis. Who hurt you, Travis? Because it's moments like that, and moments like on Impossible, where he's like, I wish I could do the impossible. And it's such a simple line, but Travis was he was on the cuffs of, after creating Antidote and everything. Antidote's on this album too, bro. Antidote. Oh Christ, I love Antidote. Just, I'm sorry, bro. I love this album, John, and I don't know if I can contain myself. I wanted to make notes for this album. It's ridiculous, but
we can review it later.
We don't have to. This is enough of a review. I'm gonna try to wrap it up here so John can talk for once. My main basis, my main point that I'm trying to get to is that is my favorite Travis album because this was his most vulnerable. He rapped more and he found just a sweet spot in terms of making melodies. You got the bangers, you got the slow songs. I feel like it's something for everybody on here. You have a damn near rock song with him and Kanye with Piss on Your Grave. Dude, I remember walking around in at school listening to that, and I was like, wow, I'll risk it all and punch somebody in the neck right now. I don't care. Kanye's yelling in my ear, dude, and I had the bass, like, you cut out all the outside noises kind of headphones, bro, and just shoved them in there, and ooh, bro, I was ready to risk it all. I'll drop kick your mother. But anyway, I this is my heavenly noises, and we're already used up our
It's okay.
This is my and I'm just gonna put it there now. I'm gonna tell you what, John. Acid Rap has got to go at some point, but what's your review on this? What's your review on this project? Oh.
I just have one thing to say.
Sweaty is back.
Birds is better.